Hey guys, I'm Jen Marilla, the founder of The Social Goat Traveler, and welcome back to my YouTube channel where I share all my knowledge on being an entrepreneur, content creator, and blogger. I'm so excited to talk to you guys today because this topic is literally the #1 question I get asked all the time, right? What is a blog niche and how do you pick one, right? And I think that's everyone's biggest question when they are starting an online brand, business, whatever it is. So I'm here to talk to you guys today to help you figure that out and get to actually pick one, right? Okay. Also, you wanna make sure to stick around till the very end because as always, I have a surprise for you. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up if this is something that you really like and you wanna know more about this, and subscribe. Also, don't forget to comment below if you guys have any more questions, but let's get into it. And I want you guys to think of a blog as like a very long form conversation, a conversation that you have for long periods of time. And so that's what I want you to think of a blog. And essentially it is a website that people go to read about a certain topic. And so that is a blog niche. When you're picking a blog niche, you'll watch tons of videos and people will tell you, don't do what you love, do what you love, blah, blah, blah. But I'm just gonna break it down and be honest with you. Do what you love. And you wanna know why? Because you have to talk about it, okay? A lot. Which brings me to my #1 step to finding your blog niche. When you are picking your blog niche, you want to make sure that you love having this conversation. What is the one thing that your friends and family know that you cannot shut up about? In my case, it's definitely about business. It's definitely about travel. It's about social impact, that realm of world, but business for sure. I love everything and anything that has to do with running a business, creating an online platform, being an entrepreneur, the struggles that come with it, the mindset. You see where I am going. It's not just one specific thing, but yet it is. You get it? So then the second thing you really want to consider when you are picking a blog niche is what are you good at? Now, I say what you're good at because, for example, I've had conversations with people that are like, look, I just want to make money. And it's like, okay, that's wonderful. We all want to make money. There's nothing wrong with that, except you want to make sure that you're doing it in the right way. And what I mean by that is you don't want to create a blog about something you don't really care about or you know nothing about. For example, if it's gonna be about investments and financing and you know nothing about it, but you know that because it's finance and investments, you're gonna make money. Like, no, time out. If you don't know what you're talking about, no one's gonna read your blog. So no one's gonna wanna have a conversation with you. So you won't really make money from it. So you wanna make sure that you absolutely love what you do. Like I said, part of step 1 was knowing the one thing you cannot shut up about and creating content off that. And if you love it, amazing. Now, one of the most important things is, Jen, I can't pick one thing I love talking about. But this is the thing. The reason why it's so important to pick a niche is so that people are looking for you for one specific thing. They know you as one specific expert. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't eventually talk about other things you like. For example, let's say you're a food blogger and you're like, I love food, but I also love makeup and I also love traveling and I also love mental health. And those are all the things I want to talk about. I love all those things too. I love food, but I'm not an expert at food. I love makeup, but I'm not an expert at makeup. I love talking about mental health, but I'm no expert about it, right? So my point is, pick one thing when you're starting out a blog. And guys, this is literally the most important part of the video. If you watch anything else, pick one thing that you love. Be an expert in that space. And I mean, show up as the person who loves to write about food. Create all the recipes that you need in order for people to know, like, and trust you. And then introduce them to the other sides of you that they don't know. And that's the secret to creating a successful blog. Shh, don't tell anyone. The other objection that I constantly always get is, oh, but Jen, everybody is a food blogger. Everybody is a travel blogger. The industry is so saturated. Yeah, okay, whatever. First of all, everyone is doing that because it's good and it's working. That's why people are doing it. The difference is that not everybody's the same. Everybody talks about certain things differently, right? There are tons of YouTubers that talk about content like this, but not everybody talks about it how I do, right? So that's what I want you guys to consider when you are picking your blog topics. Be super confident in who you are. Understand that there's more than enough room for everybody at the top. And if you're looking at someone that you admire and you're like, you know what, dude, I could do that better than you and I wanna give it a try, then do it because you probably can. All right, so just to recap here so we have everything all nicely tied up. The first thing you wanna do when you are considering a niche is deciding what it is that you love to talk about. The one thing you cannot stop talking about that you're obsessed with, that people know you for, and all those things. The second thing I want you to do is to be able to create enough content that it kickstarts you. And you wanna pick one thing. You wanna pick one thing specifically because it allows for people to know, like, and trust you in that space, and then you could eventually open up to the other parts of your life that you like. Because what's gonna start to happen is a blog is a long form content and people will start to get to know you and they will love you and it will create a massive audience, personality, and then you can utilize that in various streams of income, ideas, blah, blah, blah. The very last thing I want you guys to take away is you don't have to have it all set up. And what I mean by that is I get people that come to me like, okay, I have my blog niche idea. I have like 20 blog posts ready to go and I'm gonna launch them all at the same time. Not a good idea. Don't do that. For various reasons, one of them specifically being that you don't really know what's going to work for your audience. Follow different people for different reasons. Like I said, they can be 20,000 YouTubers that talk about growing an online business, right? But you're watching this video right now because you resonate with me for a very specific reason. You like the way I talk, you like the way I communicate, whatever it is. That's the same way your audience will learn to come to you. Does that make sense? And so what's gonna happen over time is that yes, you should have a few blog posts ready with the mindset that like, this is what I wanna be known for, right? And then start listening to what your audience is asking for. Cause maybe you're gonna be a food blogger and you start generically writing about recipes that you love. And one of the recipes is like a vegan recipe and you find out that everybody loves that vegan recipe and they want more of those. So what do? You give them more of those. You're not gonna give them the steak sandwich, you're gonna give them the vegetarian option because that's what they want more of. So listen to your audience. I cannot stress this enough. I say this to my clients all the time, you guys. Listen to your audience. Your audience is giving you the formula and the key for everything that you need to create in a successful business. You just have to listen. All right, guys, so there you have it. You now know what a blog niche is, and you now know how to pick it. So I'm excited to see what you guys have going on. Now, as I said, I had a little surprise for you guys. I have a challenge that you can join because now you've created your blog or you're ready to create your blog and you're like, okay, Jen, but how do I make money? Easy peasy. In the link below, there is a challenge for how to create a money-making offer. Join. You guys are not gonna wanna miss out. It is gonna be awesome. And alongside my Passionate and Purposeful Entrepreneur Facebook group, you can join that too. That's for free to continue the deeper conversations that we have. But until next time, do not forget to subscribe. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video and let me know where you stand with your business in the comments below. And if you like this video, if there's any questions that came up that I didn't answer while I was filming, let me know below because I would love to get those answers to you sooner rather than later. Until next time, I will see you guys soon.